Well, hi and welcome. I'm going to make an apology for my previous video. I did sort of go off on a bit of a rant. I was having a bit of a downer, as we all do at times, but things are much improved now, and I hope you will enjoy this video that's coming up. We should see quite a few different birds and things, from butterflies and jackdaws, avocets, swallows, reed buntings, tits, marsh harriers, coots, moorhens, terns and pied wagtails. So quite a bit to get through. So I hope you keep watching and catch me a bit further down the line. Okay, thanks for that. Bye. Well, here we are back down on Hickling Marsh. This is the southern side of Hickling Marsh again. See what we can find. So we'll have a stroll across and see what's about. We will be visiting one or two marshes in this video, so do keep watching. All I can say is that things do get better as the video goes on, so I hope you do keep watching and enjoying the birds, animals and the scenery that's about to come, as spring is, well, summer's almost here. Spring has sprung and summer's on its way, so lots more to see, including this butterfly, which was the peacock butterfly, I think. A lot more of you will know more than I do about that. Not up on butterflies, but we look across the marsh and we can see the old hide a bit across there, and we keep going a little bit further and we see the usual. We have the marsh harriers. Well, we're in the hide. We're on the southern side of Hickling Broad. And we're looking out across what they call Rush Hill. Why it's called Rush Hill? It's probably somebody's name. Certainly no hill in the middle of a broad, so. There's a platform on the far side which the gulls and birds tend to congregate on, and beyond that I have had harriers actually fly right up close to the hide here, but I think that's the exception rather than the rule. Yep, I think we're move up to, there's a boat landing stage a bit further up the path when they do the boat trips from the reserve. They come across here and land here, so they can walk this this part of the broad and reserve. Yeah, just gulls at the moment. So we have one more look across the marsh here before we decide to leave. There's probably a lot more going on over the other side into the main part of the reserve, but we'll probably go off to another reserve now and see what we can find, and some common crows as well. But as I get my eye in, I see the harriers across the way there and managed to get one or two shots, but it's only towards the last shot that I managed to get a decent focus onto the harrier, as you can see. So not too bad a shot, but basically that was all there was to really see here at this time. So we decided then to head back to the car, and we'll head off for the next reserve and marsh and see what we can capture there. So as I said, please keep watching and see how we get on as we descend upon our next location. Here we are arriving at Strumpshaw Fen car park, which I was surprised to find was, well, the overflow car park was full, so just shows you how many people were down here. Although once you got onto the marsh it didn't look that crowded at all. But we made our way across the marsh. Well, I've just been talking to myself. I've realised I didn't switch the mic on. Recapping. There's the River Yare. By the side of the river, we're going to be walking down the path here towards Tower Hyde. We've had a look across the reeds here. There's not a lot going on, but then it's around midday at the moment. All the wildlife now is settling down and nesting like these grebes. Find a nice little island to nest on, and the coots are doing the same thing. If they can find a nice little patch to set up their nest. So everything's in the throes of doing that, including the geese and the ducks. And we have some ducklings that have hatched being taken into the reeds for safety. And then we have the moorhens with their bright red beak. They stand out so well. Very similar to the coot, but as I say, the red beak gives it away. Then looking further across the Broad, we saw terns swooping in, and they move so quick. It's a job to catch them, but the OM1 did a very good job of catching this sequence. Has come down, swooped down onto the water. Very fast, very agile, and quite fun bird to watch. We are now at Cly Marshes on the North Norfolk coast, and as we walk through the reed beds, this is how we usually see a reed bunting. But we were lucky to have one that was standing up just above the reeds calling for a mate, and he stood there and posed for me. I very, very gently and very slowly crept up to get a better shot, and if you don't move quickly and are quiet, you can get that shot. As I said before, lots of the birds are nesting now, and here we have an avocet on its nest, and we have one out on the water there that was being worried by another one that was just coming down to land, but managed to get one or two reasonable shots of them. It's now the turn of the swallows, and they made quite a nice display coming in from sitting on the fence across the way on the marsh and flying over to the hide. They'd fly up to the hide and actually into the hide as well. There was actually notices on the hatch, on the hide's hatches, let's say, for people to leave them open so that the swallows have access. And they're building their nests in the hides, which is quite nice because you sit there and they literally are flying around your head. So you are that close to nature, but it's really quite nice actually. But try not to disturb, that's the thing, try not to interfere with. It's now the turn of the pied wagtail. This is another very small, very fast little aerobatic little bird, and it's a job to keep up with, as you will see. It came into frame and was a job to follow through, but I managed to get the shot at the end where it was actually flying upside down, and I think it was catching a dragonfly. At least that's what it looks like. Maybe you will know different. Well, I hope you found that of interest, and I just want to say I am, because I've had people ask me about this, whether I'm pleased with the OM1 and how it compares to the G9 and so on. It definitely has the edge over the G9, and most of that is on the focusing, which is very good. But you've got to set the camera up correctly for it to work at its best. The other thing is, I shoot from the hip. I very rarely use a tripod. I do have a tripod and I do use one on occasions, but most of the time I shoot handheld, and the camera is on a sling down by my hip. When I see a particular subject, it's easy to get to, bring it up and shoot. But a lot of the time my subjects and what I'm shooting, I don't have time to set up to frame it for a good image, a good still. You just don't have time when you're doing wildlife. It's different if you know where your wildlife's going to be at a certain time and you're set up with a tripod. It's a totally different game. But just going in the wild, walking and, as I say, shooting from the hip, it's a different game. So, as I say, I hope you've enjoyed that. Hope you will click the subscribe. Doesn't cost anything to subscribe, it just means you get notification when the next video comes out of what I'm doing. So hopefully you will do that and give me the thumbs up as well. You will see that on the screen, the big thumbs up. If you click on that, it makes a big difference. So thank you all, and hopefully see you all again next time. Bye for now. Thanks for watching, and could you please give us a thumbs up, that would be good, and maybe subscribe as well, much appreciated, and hopefully we will see you next time. If you subscribe, you will get notification of when the next video comes out. So many thanks for that, and bye for now.